Today is Sunday, the 31st of August 2014, and I just wanted to touch on something having to do with Christianity and extraterrestrial life. There was a woman that lived in Rome before the Second World War. Her name was Maria Valtorta. And she was dictated for a number of years before the Second World War and up to after the Second World War, daily dictations by Jesus Christ. She was bedridden but with a heart condition since she was very young. And Jesus Christ told her that it was imperative that he dictate, to disclose to her, to give her information of his daily life here on earth. These books were dictated to her and are available in 5 volumes. The first book has to do with the life of the Virgin Mary since before her conception. The Hidden Life, the First Years of Public Life, is volume 1. Virgin Mary and the birth of Jesus Christ and his beginning of his public life. The second year of public life, the third year of public life of Jesus Christ, in volumes 2, 3, and 4. And in volume 5, preparation for the passion of Jesus Christ and the glorification, his resurrection. And of course, the end is it's a very stern notification, I would say, by Jesus Christ concerning his priests and how important it is, what their function is in humanity and in the Church of Jesus Christ, to bring Jesus Christ into unification with each person. So this book is called The Poem of the Man God. I can't remember in which volume Jesus Christ informs her of the huge tribulations that took place on the moon and on Mars in our solar system, in that there were people living on these planets. He clearly describes that to her. I can't remember. I mean, these books are about 900 pages each. Yeah, okay, just open up. This one is 900, about 950. Volume 5 is about at 950. And I can't remember in which volume it is, but I'll try and find out and get back to you. This is evidence to me. I mean, our church teaches us, our holy Orthodox Christian church teaches us, that anything having to do, coming from Jesus Christ or his saints, any contact with us that gives us love, a burning love for Jesus Christ and his church and his sacraments, the sacraments of his church, increases our faith, brings us to humility and the obedience of our holy church, and gives us peace in our hearts, is from God. Anything that gives us unrest and fear and trembling is from the evil one. From what I know, the TV series Jesus of Nazareth was based, Zeffirelli's series Jesus of Nazareth was based on these books, these dictations of Jesus Christ to Maria Valtorta. A lot of his details in those series, which everybody sees, around Easter time every year, are based on Maria Valtorta's description of Jesus' daily life. Now, okay, so there we go. We have this. This is what ties with the first chapters of Genesis, where the book written by Moses, where he states that in the beginning, the fallen angels came into contact with the daughters of men and had intercourse with them and gave rise to the giants. And then, of course, we read through towards the flood, the great flood. Jesus somehow ties that in with the destruction and the tribulation having to do with the moon, our moon, and Mars, and the there seems to have been a great war, some kind of a conflict, a deadly conflict. But it's not for us to dwell on that. It's for us to increase our faith and ask Jesus Christ to give us the gift of faith, because that's how the goal of mankind is to be united with God eternally. We're just passing here for a few decades. The aim for us to have cleansed our soul of any iniquities and do his work here, increasing his kingdom here on earth, as angels would do. So here we have, for example, the moon Iapetus of Saturn. It's a very strange moon because the orbit of Iapetus, this is from Nwiki, and it shows the orbit of Iapetus, one of the 8 moons of Saturn, is very far from all the other natural moons of Saturn, and it seems to be sitting in an area where it just observes Saturn, its rings, and its moons. And it has a very weird shape, in that it has a very distinct equatorial ridge, which is about 60,000 feet high. The wall is about 60,000 feet high. This ridge here is the equatorial ridge, and it seems to be a seal between the upper and the lower halves of this satellite, this moon of Saturn. And the little craters that you see on this moon, Iapetus, are hexagonal. They're all hexagonal. I mean, hexagonal here, this one is a very clear one. This one is very clearly hexagonal. As you can see. One, two, three, four, five, six. They're all hexagonal. They're all hexagonal. All hexagonal, hexagonal. So they cannot be craters if they're hexagonal. And this is a bigger one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a bigger one. Let alone this one. They say this one was a landslide that caved in from some kind of a storm, but they didn't mention that all these things are hexagonal shapes. Hexagonal shapes cannot be naturally occurring. A crater that is hit by something, impacted by something, is round, not hexagonal. So these hexagonal things must have been artificially constructed. So if they were artificially constructed, that means that they were constructed by some beings with a capacity to work with mathematics, advanced mathematics, and architecture and design. Here's another picture, a close-up of the equatorial ridge, and that runs along the center of Iapetus, the moon of Saturn. the Cassini satellite took this picture around December 2004, and they estimate that this ridge is about 1,300 kilometers long and 20 kilometers wide and 13 kilometers high. And peaks in the ridge rise more than 20 kilometers above the surrounding plains, making them some of the tallest mountains in the solar system. And this is another nice picture from Google. I'll leave some links below for you to see these pictures on your own. They're very clearly, they very clearly show the hexagonal craters everywhere, plus the ridge. Plus, in this southern hemisphere of Iapetus, we see what seems to be a column, a very tall column that's constructed on the under part here. We don't know what that is, but this is a column that's embedded, constructed on the southern part of the hemisphere. And here we have some Google pictures of taken August 1st to September 2012. And here we see a huge alien structure, very clearly shown here, or a set of structures. And of course, this is another rectangular shaped construction here. Let's see what more we have here. Now that's not very clear, but then we have something here, looks like a bridge. These were taken by the lunar orbiter missions of NASA. I'll leave links below for you to see on your own. This doesn't even look like it's a crater. It's like it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. This is a hexagon with some kind of construction in the center. Let's see this one now. And this is, again on Google, we see a NASA photo from Apollo 20. It's an image of some kind of a construction. It looks, most people say that it's a derelict UFO, which is huge. It's a huge size. Again, I'll leave links for you below to see for yourself. And obviously, what Jesus Christ had dictated to Maria Valtorta in the poem of the man God holds true. God bless you all. Talk to you later. Bye for now.